personal level. We have put together something that I think is quite unique and special. This is an archive of 100,000 items, give or take, all dedicated to the life and work of Bob Dylan. It's rare to have a center of this sort dedicated to a living artist. This is another important aspect that makes this so unique. We will continue to be chasing after Dylan as we always have, as fans, as listeners, as curators, in whatever capacity we approach this extraordinary man who, I think it's safe to say, has stood alone in American music and culture for the past 60 years. The fact that we now have this collection to showcase in Tulsa, I think just creates so much more synergy and dynamism here. I think you're going to really enjoy what you see. We have a lovely array of speakers today. I just want to say one thing beforehand, because I know a lot of you will be coming into the center for the first time. And I encourage you to do the following. While there is no one way to experience the Bob Dylan Center, just as there is no one way to interpret or appreciate or fall in love with or argue with or debate Dylan and his music, we want you to feel that this is an open-ended experience. You, the visitors, are so much a part of this. You help make meaning from the work inside the center. So I encourage you to use our interactive elements. We want this to be very participatory, and I hope you find that there are surprises here and delights as you go through the exhibitions, thinking about Bob Dylan and appreciating his work, but also tapping into your own creative potential. After all, I believe, as far back as human history goes, it's been endemic in us to want to express, to want to share. We have stories to tell, we have images to create, and if you feel increasingly ennobled by your experience with the Dylan Archive and the Dylan Center, to share your own self-expression, all the better. So here's to storytelling, to unfettered creativity, to independent thinking, to all the things that Bob Dylan continues to stand for. I welcome you into the experience, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Yes. I mentioned the George Kaiser Family Foundation earlier, and I'm very pleased to thank everyone associated with the foundation, and in particular, our first speaker today, Executive Director of the Family Foundation, Ken Levitt.
This is a great crowd. I haven't felt this energetic and enthusiastic since the Patti Smith concert at Cain's. It was amazing. All right, in the presence of a poet laureate, Joy Harjo, and in the shadow of a Nobel laureate, I think it's best to be a person of very few words. A song I've always liked is "It's All Right, Ma," and there's a line there that has always tantalized me. He not busy being born is busy dying. For me, it represents the need to grow, to explore, to learn, to begin anew, to never rest. So too, Tulsa is never at rest. We learn, we improve, we seek justice, we chase new frontiers. The Bob Dylan Center builds on what went before. The Woody Guthrie Center, Philbrook, Gilcrease, Cain's, the musicians and artists that have come here and drawn inspiration from this community. And it's our dream, your dream, our dream, for this to be a beacon for generations to come, who will write their poems in Tulsa, play their instruments here, and add to this great story. The next Wayman Tisdale, S.E. Hinton, Leon Russell, and so many more. As for George Kaiser Family Foundation, thank you for this recognition and appreciation. Yes, our team worked hard on this. Stanton Doyle, Jeff Stava, and many others. Our board and George supported this from the outset. And we had many, many partners in this community who joined with us enthusiastically. I could not be more proud of the team that has been charged to bring this project to life, running the Guthrie Center, the American Song Archives, and now the Bob Dylan Center. Chessa McKenzie, Jordan Cerrugi, Steve Higgins, Steve Jenkins, Mark Davidson, the entire team. What a job you've all done over this weekend. I love that. Let's applaud them. It's been amazing. across this last week, I've had conversations and helped tour people around this community from folks from Spain, Italy, England, France, New Zealand, who all come for the opening of the center and vowed to return again and again. American Airlines, if you're listening, it's time for more direct flights. Last, thank you again to all the people and partners who made this possible, the donors who are listed on your program, who contributed enthusiastically and with full heart, the architects at Olson Kundig and Lilly Design, Lilly Architects, Creo, 59 Productions, Crossland, all the security that has been on site here these last week, around the clock, Nikki and your colleagues, all of you have embraced the idea. The citizens of Tulsa and all of those partners have embraced the idea of Bob Dylan in Tulsa, which is kind of an unconventional idea. It's a creative concept to embrace, and we appreciate it. The Tulsa spirit, the Tulsa sound, the Tulsa story is alive and well and being born each and every day. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ken, and everyone at GKFF. Of course, when we talk about the Bob Dylan Center, we talk so much about music and the incredible power of music, what it does for all of us. It provides a soundtrack to our lives. We all have our favorites. I'm sure we all have our Dylan favorites. And to hear one classic Dylan song here today, we wanted to do something very special. Please join me in welcoming performers from Sistema Tulsa doing a very special rendition of Blowin' in the Wind.
These students represent the voice of a new and resilient generation. Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan, arranged by Ryan Galt.